What if I told you that those healthy exercises you've been doing every day might actually be causing you to miss out on the training that could truly transform your quality of life in your later years? What I'm about to share even shocked me, and I've been researching senior health for years. A major study from Harvard's School of Public Health, published in 2024, tracked over 15,000 adults aged 60 and above for 10 years. Here's what they found. People who consistently did these 5 specific exercises had an 81% higher rate of maintaining independent living abilities and a 73% lower chance of ending up in a nursing home compared to those who only walked or did Tai Chi. This isn't an exaggeration. It means that at 70, some people are still grocery shopping, cooking for themselves and traveling, while others already need help with daily activities. The researchers were so stunned by this gap that they partnered with research institutions in 3 European countries for cross-validation. What's even more surprising, people doing these 5 exercises actually spent 30% less time working out each week than those who only walked. Yet they crushed it on every functional metric. Their balance test scores were 47% higher than the control group. Their daily activity scores improved by 62%, compared to just 19% for those doing only light cardio. Most critically, their fall rate dropped by 68%. And falls are the #1 killer and cause of disability after 60. But here's the real reason I had to share this with you. The top exercise on this list is so simple that almost anyone can do it. 96% of participants started practicing it on day 1 without any equipment. Yet this single exercise alone made people's functional age an average of 9 years younger, according to the latest geriatric research from the Mayo Clinic. Scientists discovered that this exercise activates what they call neuroplasticity pathways, literally reawakening dormant neural connections in your brain, bringing your coordination and reaction speed back to a younger state. And I saved the most mind-blowing part for last because once you understand the science behind it, you'll never look at your body's potential the same way again. This could be the difference between living independently and with dignity at 80 or becoming dependent on others at 70. Before we dive in, drop a comment and tell us how old are you and what exercise do you currently do every day. We read and reply to every single comment, so write yours down below right now. All right, no more fluff. Let's get into it and show you exactly how these 5 exercises become your health insurance policy after 60. Starting from number 5, toe raise walking. This sounds almost too simple to be real, but the scientific research will make you see it in a whole new light. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that adults over 60 who did toe raise walking for just 8 weeks increased their calf strength by 41% and ankle stability by 37%. And these 2 metrics are the most critical predictors of fall risk. Why does this matter more than you think? Because after 60, your calf muscles and the tendons around your ankles deteriorate at a rate of 2 to 3% per year. This isn't just about feeling weak when walking. Your calves are called the body's second heart because they pump blood from your lower limbs back up to your heart. Weak calves directly translate to poor circulation, swollen ankles, unstable standing, and 0 reaction time when you trip. Toe raise walking targets, what sports medicine experts call the distal stability chain. This chain runs from your toes all the way to your knees and is the most fundamental, yet most overlooked system for maintaining upright walking. Here's how to do it right. Find a flat hallway or room and take off your shoes. Rise up onto your tiptoes with your heels completely off the ground and start walking forward while maintaining this position. Control each step and feel the continuous contraction in your calf muscles. After 10 to 15 steps, slowly lower your heels. Rest for a few seconds, then continue. The key is speed. Don't rush. Take 2 seconds per step to create enough time under tension. Research shows that compared to fast toe raises, this slow, controlled approach is far more effective for activating deep stabilizer muscles in people over 60, while also preventing Achilles tendon injuries. Start with just 2 to 3 laps of 10 to 15 steps each, and gradually work up to 5 to 6 laps. The beauty of this exercise? You can do it anywhere, anytime, with 0 equipment. A study from the University of Tokyo found that people who did 5 minutes of toe-raise walking daily for 12 weeks improved their single-leg standing time from an average of 12 seconds to 31 seconds. This improvement in single-leg standing time is especially crucial because it's one of the simplest and most accurate indicators of fall risk. Researchers noted that the dynamic balance challenge during toe-raise walking forces your brain and muscles to build tighter communication. And this connection is one of the first things to break down with age, which is the real reason many people feel unsteady on their feet after 60. Now let's move on to a completely different but equally critical body system. The fourth exercise is resistance band rows. If you thought rowing meant going to a gym or buying expensive equipment, think again. A 2024 study published in the Journal of Musculoskeletal Health found that adults over 60 who did resistance band rowing increased their back strength by 38%, shoulder blade stability by 44%, and reduced their hunchback posture by 29%. These numbers are no small deal. Back strength and posture directly affect your quality of life after 60. Hunching over isn't just about looking bad. It compresses your chest cavity, making your breathing shallow. It shifts your center of gravity forward, dramatically increasing fall risk. It compresses spinal nerves, causing numbness in your hands, leg pain, and even affecting organ function. The medical community now calls postural decline invisible aging because it happens quietly, and by the time you notice, it's often already severe. Resistance band rows work your lats, rhomboids, rear deltoids, and your entire core stabilizer group all at once. These muscles are what keep you standing tall, but modern life, sitting for hours, looking down at phones, bending over to do chores, weakens them every single moment. And after 60, if you don't actively strengthen them, this decline accelerates to a shocking degree. Here's how to do it right. Sit on a chair or on the floor with your legs extended. Attach the resistance band to a fixed point, like a door handle or a sturdy table leg, at about chest height when you're seated. Grip both ends of the band with your arms extended. Then slowly pull your elbows back, imagining you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. Hold at the end position for 2 seconds, feeling the contraction in your back muscles, then slowly return to the starting position. The whole movement. 2 seconds to pull back, 2 seconds to hold, 2 seconds to release. The biggest mistake people make is using their arm strength to pull instead of engaging their back. Your arms should just be hooks. Your back does the real work. Do 10 to 12 reps per set, 2 to 3 sets total. Research from the University of British Columbia found that adults over 60 who did resistance band rows 3 times a week for 10 weeks improved their ability to reach high objects and carry heavy items by 34% and 41% respectively. Even more impressive, their chronic back pain scores dropped by 52%. Researchers noted that rowing doesn't just strengthen muscles. More importantly, it reprograms the movement patterns of your shoulder blades, returning the entire upper body's mechanical structure to a healthier state. This kind of movement pattern correction is something stretching or massage alone can never achieve. Next up, exercise number 3. It addresses a problem that almost everyone over 60 faces, yet few know how to fight back against. Before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, hit that like button so more friends over 60 can see health content like this. And don't forget to subscribe. We regularly post practical senior health content, and you won't want to miss what's coming up. Coming in at number 3, lateral step training. This move looks simple, but what it really targets is one of the most overlooked areas of health, lateral stability. A landmark 2023 study from the U.S. National Institute on Aging identified lateral stability as the top predictor of whether someone over 60 would avoid falls in the next 5 years, even more important than leg strength itself. The study found that people with strong lateral stability had a 64% lower chance of fractures from falls and 51% fewer hip replacement surgeries. Here's the interesting part. Most of our daily movements, walking, climbing stairs, cycling, are front to back. But in real life, many falls happen during sideways movements, dodging obstacles, getting bumped, stepping on uneven ground. If your body has never trained lateral stability, your muscles and nerves simply don't know how to react in those moments. Here's how to do it right. Stand straight with feet shoulder-width apart, hands on hips, or hanging naturally. Step your right foot out to the side in a big step while bending your right knee, shifting your weight to the right, keeping your left leg straight. Hold this side lunge position for 1 second, then push off with your right foot to return to the starting position. Then do the same on the left side. The key: keep your toes and knees pointing straight forward throughout. Don't let them cave in or flare out. This ensures proper activation of your hip abductor muscles. Do 8 to 10 reps per side. Completing both sides counts as one set. Do 2 to 3 sets. Once you can do this easily, level up by holding light weights, like 2 water bottles, to add challenge. Research from Sweden's Karolinska Institute found that adults over 60 who did lateral step training 3 times a week for 8 weeks reduced their lateral reaction time by 31% and increased hip abductor strength by 36%. Researchers also found that lateral step training is especially effective at activating the gluteus medius, the key muscle for stabilizing your pelvis and controlling single-leg standing. Many people over 60 who sway when they walk have this problem because their gluteus medius is too weak. Even more striking, after just 8 weeks, gait analysis showed participants reduced side-to-side swaying by 28%, and their steps became more stable and confident. Researchers attribute this to the comprehensive strengthening of the entire hip-core lower limb stability chain that lateral training provides. For those over 60, this exercise has a hidden advantage. It directly trains the muscle response you'd use to save yourself in that split second when you almost fall. When you trip or step wrong, your body's first reaction is often to step to the side to regain balance. If you've never trained this movement pattern, your brain simply can't send the right command in that moment. To maximize benefits, try practicing on different surfaces. Master it on flat ground first, then try carpet, even grass. Different surfaces challenge your stability system from different angles and prevent adaptation plateaus. Now, we're about to get into the top 2 exercises. Number 2's effects will blow your mind. The runner-up position goes to chair squats. Before you start worrying about this being bad for your knees, hear what the latest research says. A 2024 meta-analysis covering 35 studies and over 12,000 participants aged 60 plus found that properly executed chair squats not only don't hurt your knees, they actually reduce knee pain by 47% and improve joint mobility by 33% in people with existing knee issues. The key phrase is properly executed. This exercise ranks second because it's the most essential movement for maintaining independent living after 60, bar none. Think about it. Standing up from a chair, getting off the toilet, sitting up from the bed, getting out of a car. These are things you do dozens of times a day, and they're all essentially squats. Once you can't do this movement, your world shrinks to a suffocating degree almost instantly. Research shows adults 65 plus who can't stand up from a standard height chair without using their hands have a 2.4 times higher all-cause mortality rate over the next 5 years compared to those who can, and a 4.1 times higher chance of entering a nursing home. That's why geriatric medicine calls sit-to-stand ability the dividing line of independent living. Chair squats engage glutes, quads, hamstrings, core muscles, even calf and foot stabilizers. It's the most comprehensive lower body movement pattern and the strength pattern used most frequently in daily life. Here's how to do it right. Get a sturdy chair and stand in front of it, facing away, feet hip-width apart, toes slightly turned out about 15 to 30 degrees. Extend your arms forward for balance or cross them over your chest. When starting the movement, push your hips back first. Imagine you're trying to touch the chair behind you with your butt, rather than just squatting straight down. This hip-dominant pattern lets your glutes do the work and dramatically reduces knee stress. Take 3 seconds to slowly lower yourself until your butt lightly touches the chair seat. Just a light touch, don't plop down and relax. Maintain muscle tension and immediately push up, driving through your heels. Deliberately squeeze your glutes as you stand. The standing phase takes 2 seconds. Start with 5 to 8 reps and gradually work up to 15 to 20. Duke University's Center for Aging did a fascinating study. They had adults 65 plus do chair squat training 3 times a week for 12 weeks. The results were remarkable. Sit to stand time decreased by 38%. Lower body power increased by 52%. Power matters more than pure strength because it determines how quickly you can react in emergencies. Most surprising to researchers, participants' walking speed improved by 0.15 meters per second. That number might sound small, but in geriatric assessment, that's enough to move someone from high fall risk to moderate risk. Even more striking, bone density scans showed an average 3.8% increase in hip and femoral neck bone density. Keep in mind that most people over 60 lose about 1% bone density per year. So this result is equivalent to reversing nearly 4 years of normal bone loss. The studies recommended progression. First 4 weeks with a standard height chair. Once you can do 15 reps with good form, switch to a slightly lower chair or stool. Later, try holding light weights while squatting. Some participants even progressed to free squats without the chair as a reference at all. And now, we finally arrive at what you've been waiting for since the beginning. The champion exercise is progressive single leg standing. Once you understand the science behind it, you'll see why it has top geriatric experts around the world so excited. This is the exercise I mentioned at the start, the one that made functional age an average of 9 years younger in the Mayo Clinic study. Single leg standing looks way too simple, so simple that many people don't take it seriously. But it's the only exercise that can simultaneously address nearly every core decline issue after 60: balance, proprioception, core stability, neuromuscular coordination, and even cognitive function. A 2024 study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine straight up called it the single best test for predicting lifespan and quality of life after 60, and the data absolutely backs up that title. Why is it so special? When you stand on one leg, your body must complete multiple extremely complex tasks simultaneously. Engage all stabilizer muscles around the ankle, knee, and hip joints. Activate your entire core to prevent your torso from tilting. Continuously receive balance information from your inner ear, eyes, and the soles of your feet and adjust in real time. Your brain must process all this information at high speed and issue precise commands. This kind of whole system integration challenge is something no other exercise can replicate. More critically, research found that people over 60 who can't stand on one leg for more than 10 seconds have a 1.84 times higher death risk over the next 10 years compared to those who can stand for 30 plus seconds. This number comes from a prospective study tracking over 1,700 people, published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. Researchers believe single-leg standing ability is a window reflecting overall neuromuscular health. It's not just about balance, but a snapshot of how efficiently your entire body system is operating. Here's the basic method. Stand near a wall or chair so you can grab on if needed. Lift one foot about 10 to 15 centimeters off the ground and keep the other leg stable. Look at a fixed point in front of you. This helps maintain balance. Time how long you can hold it. Switch legs when done. To make this exercise truly powerful, the key is progressive advancement. Weeks 1 to 2. With wall support available, hold 10 to 15 seconds per leg, 3 to 5 reps. Weeks 3 to 4. Try without wall support. Extend to 20 to 30 seconds. Weeks 5 to 6, while balancing, add dynamic elements. Slowly turn your head to look left and right, or gently swing your arms. This dramatically increases the challenge. Weeks 7 to 8. Try doing it with your eyes closed. Once visual balance cues are removed, your proprioceptive system is forced to work harder. This is the highest level balance challenge. The research on single-leg standing can only be described as revolutionary. University College London tracked 800 adults over 60 for 5 years. Those who did progressive single-leg standing training daily showed 67% improvement in balance test scores, 54% reduction in falls, and most surprising to researchers, their cognitive function test scores also improved by 19%. What truly stunned scientists was the underlying mechanism. When you stand on one leg, your brain must simultaneously coordinate information from three balance systems: visual, vestibular, and proprioceptive. This high-intensity neural integration activity stimulates the brain to create new neural connections. fMRI scans showed that older adults who regularly did single-leg balance training had measurable volume increases in brain regions responsible for motor control and spatial awareness. In other words, at an age when most people are losing brain cells, their brains were actually growing new tissue. Single-leg standing also addresses a problem that becomes noticeably apparent in almost everyone after 60: the decline of proprioception. Proprioception is your body's ability to sense its position in space. It's what lets you know where your hands are and what your feet are stepping on, even with your eyes closed. This ability declines significantly with age, and its decline is one of the primary causes of falls. Single-leg standing is the most direct and effective way to train proprioception. To further amplify benefits, pay attention to your breathing. While holding the position, breathe slowly and deeply through your nose. Don't hold your breath. Many people unconsciously hold their breath during balance exercises, but this actually raises blood pressure and reduces core stability. Research shows that combining deep breathing with single-leg standing can extend balance hold time by 22%. Here's another advanced technique. While maintaining balance, consciously feel the contact between the sole of your foot and the ground. Notice how your foot makes tiny adjustments to maintain balance. Cultivating this body awareness strengthens communication between your brain and limbs, making your reactions in real-life situations more agile. Here's the final summary. These 5 exercises perfectly demonstrate why they're the health investment you absolutely cannot ignore after 60. Sure, just walking or doing light Tai Chi is better than nothing, but they can't provide enough lateral stability challenge to prevent falls, enough strength stimulus to combat muscle loss, enough nervous system integration training to maintain brain-body connection, or enough targeted training to significantly improve posture and bone density. But the combination of these 5 exercises strengthens your body from multiple angles, challenges your balance, strength, coordination, and reaction systems, enhances brain-body connection, increases bone density and improves posture, gives you more confidence in real-life situations, walking, standing up, turning, handling emergencies. When properly scheduled, all 5 exercises take only about 20 to 25 minutes per session, 3 to 4 times a week. Compared to the walk an hour every day advice many people get, this requires less time investment, but delivers far more comprehensive, targeted health protection. That Harvard study I mentioned at the beginning found that people doing this kind of targeted training significantly outperformed walkers on every functional metric, and their adherence rate was 41% higher because the varied training content and noticeable results made it harder to get bored or doubt whether it's working. Remember, what determines success isn't perfection. It's starting and sticking with it. Start with whatever version you can do right now, even if you can only do the most simplified version with very few reps. As long as you stick with it and gradually improve, your body will surprise you. Countless studies have repeatedly proven it's never too late to start. Many studies even included participants in their 80s and 90s, and they still showed significant improvements. Your body retains the ability to get stronger throughout your entire life. It just needs the right stimulus. And these 5 exercises are designed exactly for that. Ignoring these exercises means you might regret it someday, regretting why you didn't start sooner, regretting why you let your body deteriorate to the point of depending on others without even realizing it. But the good news is, you, watching this video right now, still have a choice. Now, it's your turn. After 60, which daily activity have you most noticeably found getting harder? How much time do you actually spend on targeted exercise each week? What's your biggest concern holding you back from starting this kind of training? Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. We really look forward to hearing your story. Thanks for watching.